Hello everyone, it is Magnum, and I'm back to talk about Smosh, the movie. This is going to be a proper review, even though there'll be people out there who have no idea what I'm talking about or have no real interest in Smosh and what they do, because it is an interesting topic nonetheless, and I'd like to make it understandable to everybody. Now, Smosh, with their 20 million subscriber strong audience as of now, have gone about breaking into the movie business. They've started making movies. And this is a topic I find interesting in and of itself because, you know, I'm a guy who's into making movies and I see people on YouTube who are branching out into other areas of media. And that's pretty freaking cool. But with that being said, you could almost see this as a missed opportunity because these guys have such a huge audience. They could make any movie. They could make horror movies and action movies and thrillers. Instead, they're just making a feature-length version of the comedy stuff they're already doing, which makes sense as a start. Maybe they'll branch out a bit more in the future. But yeah, this is a feature-length version of the sketch comedy that we've already been making for the better part of a decade. And the plot, I'll describe briefly here. And there is a plot, surprisingly. Apparently they hired Hollywood writers and actors to help them make the movie. Anyway, it features a fictional version of the duo, Ian and Anthony, who basically have not succeeded on YouTube in this movie's universe. And there's an embarrassing video circling the internet featuring them, and they want to get it taken down. So they go to YouTube headquarters where they discover a time machine, which sends them back in time in order to try and remove the video. And that allows them to essentially parody the many different genres on YouTube. And even though I'm a guy who's not a big fan of their comedy, to say the least, there were a few moments in this film that I found pretty fucking funny. There's one particular scene where they're parodying like massage instructional videos on YouTube. There's some shit in this that is like just, you know, nature has a sense of humour sort of thing. Really funny moments. I will say that this sort of comedy movie is probably a cut above the sort of stuff that Adam Sandler makes, for example. Like a huge Hollywood director and, you know, actor with heaps of money, and he makes these really bad, pandering movies with no originality. The Smosh movie is a bit better than that. In places it is really pandering and bad though, like there's a scene where they go on about how much they hate ads on YouTube. They go on about, you know, criticising and bitching about the ads on YouTube, even though that's how they make their money. So that's just straight up, you know, pandering to the audience because everyone would go, oh, I agree with you, I hate the ads so much. But negatives aside, there are some really funny moments in this film. To explain the style of comedy that these guys are into, to anyone who's not a fan of them, can't stand them, or just has no idea what I'm talking about, the best way I could describe it, because these guys are very similar to the other big, you know, stars on YouTube like PewDiePie, and Jenna Marbles is even featured in the film, although she's a little different to those guys. The best way I can explain it is to tell you a story. When I was like 5 years old, I had this friend of mine, and he was like, he always pulled these funny faces, and he made me laugh all the frickin' time when I was like 5 years old, 6 years old. And he had a mother that used to, you know, wash his mouth out with soapy water and slap him on the face and, you know, give him a hiding if he, you know, acted up, essentially. And how I see these guys on YouTube and how, the reason why they're so successful is perhaps because they're like the anti-neurotic. That people watch their videos and they're like a pure injection of just like, hey, happiness, life, just fucking, like, even if they're not that funny, that their energy is what people crave. Almost desperately, because, you know, everyone's working 8-hour jobs and I know people that watch these guys' videos on their phones when they're, you know, working their jobs and doing whatever, and they're like a pure injection of just fun, happiness, like the complete absence of like neuroses, essentially. And I think that's the core appeal behind this movie and behind these guys, and I wouldn't be surprised if they made more of these movies. And to anyone out there that's sort of cynically looking at this film saying, oh, this looks like shit, and oh, this looks terrible, look at it from that perspective. Look at it from the perspective that it is this energy that people crave. It is this energy that is, you know, a very real, valuable commodity. It's like the way we used to all behave as children now is being almost sold back to us by the few people that, you know, manage to hold on to it. It's really weird in a way. I actually probably thought into this movie a bit too much. But yeah, those are my thoughts on it. I'd almost recommend it on that level to people, even people who are not a fan of Smosh. I mean, maybe you can find a way of downloading it for free or whatever like I did. That all being said, this has just been a quick little review of Smosh, the movie. I probably delved into this a bit too deep for my own good, but if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe if you are interested in what I have to say. Other than that, leave a comment regardless of whether you loved the video or whether you fucking hated the video, because I'd like to hear your feedback nonetheless. Cheers for watching, and I'll see you on my next one. Thank you very much.